Thanks for joining Barre class today. We're going to be focusing on hamstrings today. So you'll need your little weights. If you have a resistance band or tube, have that handy, your gliders and your squishy ball or other object if you have something like that. Let's start by setting our posture, feet under hips, lift up through those legs, engage the core, lift the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulder blades down the back, drop those shoulders away from the ears, lift the chin, level the head, feel the back of the head over the back of the spine. Super tall, super lifted. Inhale, arms up, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and inhale up, exhale down. Let's start our hamstring warm up with a close squat. So feet together, knees together, coming down into the squat, glutes behind. We're going to alternate hamstring kicks. So just kick that heel toward the glute. Keep the foot flexed. Staying in the squat. Kick, 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 kick. Staying down low. Getting a good movement here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming now wide into our second position. We're going to alternate plies and windmills. So feet are at a 45-degree angle. Lift that buddy up, arms out. Plie, keeping legs straight, twist the body, reach the hand to one opposite side. Plie, other side windmill. Plie, windmill. Plie, windmill. Nice. Big plie, big twist. Nice straight spine on the twist. So try not to bow over. Just keeping that straight spine. Little bit of a stretch, little bit of a warm up. 4, twist. 3, twist. 2, twist. Last one, twist. Bring it back together. We're going to come into our third position, heel on one side, inside the arch of the other foot. We're going to come into our front side front tendu changement. So tendu front, side, front, plie changement. Front. So you switch on the position of the feet. Changement. Front, side, front, changement. I should have said a jump is always an option. Instead of a jump, you can just step that foot back. Front, side, front, changement. Front, side, front, changement. Front, side, front, and switch. Always starting and ending any jump with a bent knee. Front, side, front, and switch. Front, side, front, and switch. Last set. Front, side, front, switch. Front, side, front, switch. All right, getting our weights. We're going to start with some rows. So feet are parallel, hip distance apart, strong engaged core, nice tall spine. Hinging at the hip, maintaining that position of the spine. Nice alignment all the way down through the tailbone, and row down, row down. So starting with this 90-degree row, palms are facing the thighs, squeezing the elbows behind, feeling this work happen in the back. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the palms to the front. Now elbows stay close. Tricep row. Squeeze, squeeze. Still bringing some work to the back. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keeping that alignment, top of the head down to the tailbone. Core should be working here. Squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to our pulses, palms down again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So back in our 90 degrees for our pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now tricep, squeeze, 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 squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Coming to some shoulder and chest work. Again, feet parallel, standing tall. Shoulders back, arms in front, circle in. Circle, circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open, circle front. Circle, circle, circle. So bring it more into the shoulders from the chest. Circle, circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the front, circle out this time. Circle, circle, circle. Shoulders down, away from the ears, strong core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open to the side, circle back, 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 circle, tall, spine, engaged, core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down, nice. Coming to our triceps. Let's start with tricep pushbacks. So back into the skier position, palms facing in, squeeze behind and lift. Lift, lift, lift. So palms stay facing each other for now. Reaching the top of the head diagonally up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Push, push. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those palms to the sky and pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Palms to the sky. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands in, 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 in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Get ready for some standing rows. So a little more work for the chest. Set your posture and lift up tall. Shoulders down, row it in, push it out. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind. Strong core, maintaining that alignment, keeping the elbows high on that squeeze, shoulder blades coming together. in the back, big squeeze in the back. So working both the chest and the back here. Row, 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 row. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Take a little break. Coming into our biceps, we're going to have arms extended to the side, keeping those elbows up. Bring the arms in, out, in, out. Nice. Feel those shoulder blades going down the back. Shoulders away from the ear, top of the head lifted toward the ceiling. In, out, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse out, out, out. So you're at about 125-degree angle here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them down. We're not done with our arm series, but we're going to get our bar or go to our support for our last move, which is going to be for our chest. We're going to do reverse flies. So weight in the outside hand, one hand on the bar, foot that is next to the bar stays on the ground, coming into an arabesque. So body aligned, shoulders down, chest facing the floor, hips facing the floor, fly, fly. And on that fly, we're going to kick that heel in for the hamstring. Kick, kick, kick. So coming back to that hamstring, kick, kick, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse arm and leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Switch to the other side. Get into that nice arabesque, shoulders square to the floor, hips square to the floor. Nice straight line with that body. Just start that fly, keeping everything in line. And when you feel like you're there, start kicking that heel in toward the glute. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Nice. Leg is staying in its neutral position. In the hip socket, we're not in a turnout. Everything is square. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. Nice. Put that weight down. Now we are done with the weights. We're going to start our bar series, our official bar series, with some first position plies. If you have a ball, put that between your heels. We're going to be squeezing that ball in between the heels, bringing the work all the way up through the inner thighs, lifting up tall. Nice alignment here, Getting ready for those knees to push over the toes. Plie, plie, plie. Nice. Head and shoulders staying straight up to the sky. Plie, plie. Simple demi-plie here, just going down as far as you can without your heel lifting off the mat. I have my left heel lifting because of my short Achilles tendon. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it, pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. We're going to come down into our, I think we're going to lose the ball because of our peel position, coming down into our deep plie. Rise up onto toes, bring them back down. Rise up into releve, grand plie, heels down, stand it up. Grand plie, releve, down, releve, grand plie, heels down, stand up. Grand plie, releve, heels down, lift them up. Grand plie, heels down, rise up. Grand, releve, down, up, grand, down, rise. 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 Nice. Coming into that deep grand plie for a pulse to finish our plie series. Zip up that body tight, lift up, coming down into this grand plie, head and shoulders tall, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice. Coming now to stay facing the bar. Grab your ball or rolled up towel or throw pillow. Put it behind one knee. We're going to stay standing up straight, working our hamstrings here. So we're going to start with a little pushback. Push. This is more for the glute, but you should also feel it in the hamstring as you cling onto that ball. So everything else stays square. Just getting a little movement behind the knee here. Pulse. Push, push, push. Nice. Push. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees together. Kick, kick, kick that ball. Kick, kick, kick. If you don't have a ball or rolled up towel or pillow, you can do this without anything. No resistance still works here. Kick, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire hydrant lift. Lift. So these hips are staying square, not lifting up. This moving leg hip. Lift. Lift. Knees are staying parallel. Lift. Lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take that ball out. Shake those legs, especially that standing leg. It's about to work. Ball behind the other knee, starting with this nice alignment, just a little push back. Push, push, push. Nice. Gently holding onto that ball. So having the ball or other squishy object there ensures that your hamstring is engaged because your leg is working to hold it in place. Push, 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 push. Nice. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Kick the heel up toward the glute. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Kick, kick, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gonna reset this. Get ready for that fire hydrant. Lift up, lift, lift. Keeping this hip down, lift, lift, lift. Lifting with the knee, not the foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And put that ball to the side. Nice. Coming to our gliders. So get your 2 paper plates or gliders, or put on your socks if you're on a hard floor. Something that will let your feet move easily. We're going to have feet hip distance or a little closer apart. And rise up on those toes, knees in front of you. So nice alignment, heel, glute, top of the head. Open the knees and close. So open, open the knees. Working on our turnout here, using our muscle work to get a good open on those knees. Open, open. Having the feet apart a little bit brings the work more to the outside of the leg. Inner thigh definitely still working, but we're also working all down the IT band. Open, open. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, take a little rest. Coming back into position. Just the right leg this time. Open, 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 open. So really leading with that knee, getting a big rotation there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, open left. Open, open, open. Really focusing on the out. The in should just come to parallel. Out, 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 out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. That should feel nice and tight. So let's come into something with a little more movement. We're going to do a curtsy lunge. So give yourself some space. Glider under one foot. Arms out to the side. Starting in our first position, tendu, curtsy lunge. Tendu and curtsy. So squeezing those inner thighs together, sitting the glutes back, curtsy, out, and curtsy. 8, 8, curtsy. 7, curtsy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 8. You can lift that front heel for a balance. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Starting in that first position. Tendu, cross behind. Tendu, get it set and push behind. Keeping the hips square to the front of the room so that back hip is not opening up toward the leg behind you. Everything is staying square. Squeeze those thighs. Push the glutes behind. And out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up, lift that front heel for a balance challenge. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that glider out, put it back to the side. Our last bar move. We are going to have one hand on the bar. Other toe is in front of you. So you got one toe in front of you, the toe that is next to the bar is in front of you, other foot is behind. Sitting back here, so weight is in this back foot. Nice line here, this knee is not going in front of those toes, and tuck, tuck, tuck. So use that core, tighten it to shorten it, tighten to shorten, tuck, tuck. Actually, I hate the term tuck in bar because it gives people bad alignment. This is more of a crunch. Crunch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, this leg was feeling it. Switching to the other side. For me, it's my right foot's in front, left foot back. Feet are starting out, legs together. So they're in that position. Push that glute back. Get ready to curl, 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 curl. So shorten all of those muscles on your abs, starting with the lower abs and working your way up. Curl. This standing knee should stay nice and aligned. Curl, curl, curl. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And shake it out. Nice job. Grab your mat coming down to the floor to start our core series. Make sure you have your resistance band or tube or a long towel available if you want to use them. We're gonna start with some resisted Pilates 100s. So grabbing that tube or band or just a towel. You're gonna have hold of it, come to your back, knees are at 90 degrees. So normally in our Pilates 100s, we beat the air. With this, we're gonna pull on our resistance band or tube. So big inhale, let everything expand. Exhale, curl that head and shoulders up off the mat. Get ready to pull. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's 30. That's 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. And 100. Big pull down, static hold, lift the head and shoulders up. Feel that shake in your core. Hold it here. 8, 7, 6. Pull those hands down on the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Rock those knees side to side. A little stretch for the spine. We're going to come over onto hands and knees for some resisted bird dog work. So we're going to have the band around your foot, held in the same hand. Extend the leg, get ready to do a hamstring kick. Kick, kick. So hands are under shoulders, supporting knee is under that hip. Really feel your core working to keep everything motionless, except for this kicking leg. You can, of course, do this without the band. Kick, kick, kick. 8, 7. Make sure that spine isn't collapsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg extended. Up, down, really strong core, no flex of the spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it back. Switch to the other foot. Band around the foot, holding it in the same hand. Set up, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend that leg, kick, kick, kick. So foot is flexed, hips are square to the mat. Lifting up through those shoulder blades. Almost feel as though your spine is doming up in between them. Lift, kick, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg extended, keep it parallel. Kick up above, kick, kick, kick. Lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Coming back to our back. We're going to do a bridge with that ball. Oops. Mine tried to roll away. Ball between the thighs. back flat on the mat, palms down, tuck the shoulder blades under, open the chest, walk those feet as much as you can. Big squeeze on that ball. Lift up and down. Push up with the glutes. Tap the ground. Lift and down. Lift and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep them up. Kick left, right. Actually, I'm saying the wrong side, but whatever. Side to side kick, kick, kick. Hips stay up off the mat, not rocking those hips side to side, squeezing that ball. This should feel like a lot on your inner thighs. Kick, kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Again, rock those knees side to side. Our next core move, we're going to come back to standing. You can grab your resistance band or one of your weights. So we're going to be in our triangle position, one foot facing one way, other foot out to the side so that they're at a 90-degree angle. We're going to have, what am I doing here with my hands? Yes, okay. Holding your resistance band in the top hand, grab it somewhere in the middle with your other hand, stretch it out. Hips square, shoulders square, top hand stays here, reach down, rise it up. Reach, rise it up. So you have continuous pressure on that band. If you're using a weight, your weight will be in your top hand. Down and up. Continuous pressure on the band, but a little more as you come down. Lift yourself up with your core. So on that lift, tighten the core first and then lift it up. Hard to demo, but you should be able to feel that tightening. You get down to the bottom, tighten and lift. Down and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down here. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready for the other side. Switch your feet. Re-square that hips and shoulders. The foot that's facing the front, that hand is in the air. Other hand stretching down. Engage that core, nice alignment. Reach, pull up that core and lift yourself up with it. Down, lift up with those abs. Down and lift. So this is a lot of work in the obliques, but it's also that rectus abdominis right down the center of your abs. Lots of work here. Lift and down, rise and down, squeeze. Keeping your body between two panes of glass, super open shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down for pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift. Nice. Okay, plank variation. You might want to roll up your mat to give your knees a little more cushion. We're coming into a knee plank. So nice straight line from the knees up to the top of the head, not popping that booty, but also not letting it sag. Nice straight line. Lift up that spine in between the shoulder blades. Top of the head is reaching forward, not dropping down. Lift one leg and then the other. So coming into some hamstring work, also some lower back work here. Core is tightly engaged to keep this alignment here. Lift, 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 lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to hold the plank. You can choose knees or toes. 2 counts of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back to child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, arms extended, fingers spread. Touch your nose to the mat if you can, or if that's comfortable. Okay, this time roll up the other side of the mat to give yourself some room for a hamstring pull in. This one is such a killer. Both gliders or paper plates be on the mat. Set your feet on them. Walk your booty to the edge of your folded up mat. Palms down, open up that chest, lift up here. We'll start with one leg, extend the right heel, lift it in, lift up those hips. Extend the left heel, lift up those hips. You should feel super strong engagement in that hamstring on the back of the thigh as you're bringing that leg in, out, and in, out, and in. Nice job. Out and in. Dragging that foot, lots of weight on the foot. So you can stay here with a one-legged variation, or you can come into the two-legged variation for 8, 7, 6, 5. So straight line from shoulders to the knees. 3, 2, 1. And release. Happy baby. Hold on to those thighs, calves, ankles, or the inside of the feet. Stretching here. Oh, looks like it is time for stretch. I was hoping we had one more, but let's go ahead and stretch. Knees into the armpits, trying to bring that tailbone down to the mat, releasing the pressure on your lower back and on your hamstrings to some degree. Let's get even more hamstring stretch. Again, hold on wherever's comfortable for you. You can take a yoga toe hold, open up into a V, feel the stretch along the back of that leg. Nice. Ooh, my hamstrings need this. A little stretch for the inner thigh too. Again, working to bring the tailbone down toward the mat. Back of the head is resting on the mat. Nice big stretch here. Coming to a seated, we're gonna do a side stretch. So coming into our 90-90 position, 90-90 out to the side, 90. Keep that knee extended. You could also fully extend the leg. Reach this arm over I'm gonna bend the knee because that gives me a better stretch. Shoulders are open, facing the room. If you have the flexibility, you can come all the way down to the floor. I'm not quite there. You should be feeling a nice stretch on the inner thigh and on the hip flexor. You can walk that top foot back a little to bring the stretch more to the hip flexor, or keep it parallel more for the inner thigh. Other side, 90-90, making sure this is nice and open from the hip. Reach over, big stretch. Choose, so shoulders open, chest open. Choose the position of that back knee. Push it back more for a hip flexor stretch, more centered to stretch the inner thigh. Coming back to center, coming into a standing forward fold. So push up into a down dog, walk your hands back towards your feet, hold this forward fold. You can rest your hands wherever they're comfortable, yoga toe hold, feet, ankles, calves, or you can come into a ragdoll, hug those elbows. Really try to straighten the knees here, get a big stretch along the back of the leg. Slowly roll up, head last, coming into our super wide second position. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, plie. Inhale up, exhale, push those knees over the toes. One more time, inhale up, exhale. Gentlemen, take your bow. Ladies, take your curtsy. Thank you for joining Barre class today. Have a great week. Hard to come back after that holiday.